when we come to know the principal is on round, we were having fear than that waiting for her to come. So that was something very different. So I learned that the leader should not be that one who creates the fear among students.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya and I bring to you another decorated figure from the world of Indian academia. When you look at the field of dandelions, you can either see 100 weeds or 100 wishes. Our guest today, Dr. Rajni Garg, Principal, Plenum School, Himachal Pradesh, is an educator who sees the weeds as they are and prepares them for the world to be a part of beautiful bunch of dandelions. Colorful, stimulating, rousing, isn't it? To see our children enhance splendor in different ways they are capable of, without having to hide or be shy of their shortcomings or proud of their intelligence, we allow them to bloom freely and happily. I'm really looking forward to have a conversation with Dr. Rajni Garg on how she blooms every flower of her school and takes them to the new world. So welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. It's really a privilege to have you here.
Thank you, Seema. I'm really feeling honored, because, and thanks to Great Principals for giving me this platform to share my experience and journey with everyone. So thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my viewers are going to get a lot of insights today. So we would first like to begin, ma'am. Now, first by knowing about your once upon a time, what made you embark on this journey as an educator?
Okay, that's a beautiful question because, to be honest, I never thought to be an educator in my life. So I was a science student, like all the science student, looking forward to do MBBS and everything. I was into that journey, but unfortunately, due to certain reasons, I couldn't go ahead with that, and got married very early. There I got a chance to teach some of the underprivileged children around in the colony and city. So I felt very proud that I'm changing them because I was teaching them and they were learning, and they were actually going back with the happy faces, smiling faces. So that gave me some hint. Okay, I'm not meant for that thing, but yes, I can do something in in this education line. So you won't believe, after marriage, I completed my BCom, MCom, NTT, B.Ed, every qualification after my marriage to get that teaching certificate, to have that STEM that I can teach. And there my journey started, and I started teaching. Now, basically, if I see why I was attracted to teaching, because I was having some thoughts to improve the quality of education. We know that in traditional time, when we were in the schools, there was a system where teacher used to come to the class, write on the boards, and we had to just note down the question answers, learn them, and write them on in the question in the exams. But that always bothered me. This is not a right education. And when fortunately our India got a chance to talk about this experiential learning or inclusive education or playful learning, then I was very happy. Now we are getting a right platform, because now the students are not only learning, they're actually understanding, they're evaluating, they're analyzing the things, and then they're learning forward. So yes, to bring the change in the quality of education, I can also say to give back to the community. Like, I had wonderful teachers, some of them, and if I can contribute to the life of some of the students in my life, I'll be feeling very happy, because I really have to give back when I'm taking something from community. It's my duty and responsibility that I have to give back. And we can say that I had felt that driven, desire to do these things. So until and unless you have that desire, you can't do that. But I felt the desire in myself, so I went ahead. Last but not the least was, to change the lives of students. More than an educator, Seema, I always believe to be child advocate, sitting with them, observing their behavior, getting to know about them, cherishing themselves with them, for their achievements. And then again, if someone is having low esteem, and then sitting with them and finding the reasons behind it. So that gave me a full satisfaction. Some people think that it's only for money or vacations, teachers are having an easy life. But I think it's more than satisfaction which I got. So yes, that way I came into this education world, and I haven't seen back. So that satisfaction, just lead me to this position today.
Wonderful, ma'am. Because yes, there are, everything is not looked upon as a monetary benefit. When you have
Yes.
an opportunity of changing lives, there cannot be anything which is more fulfilling and satisfying than that. When
Yes.
as a teacher, you touch so many lives and so many students are affected. Even your small gesture might change them forever. Such is an impact of a teacher in students' life. And yes, ma'am, and you are doing wonderful today leading a school. So, ma'am, tell me one thing. Is there any job which is less challenging yet so fulfilling than being an educator?
Okay, for that, I would say no job is uh, without challenges. Every job is having challenges. Suppose I say a waiter serving at the table. If I say pilot, flying a plane with a lot of tourists into them and taking them to the destination. A doctor who is treating thousands of patients in his life, in his or her life. So all the jobs are challenging. But when the question comes that is it fulfilling more than the being an educator, I would say no, because I believe it's the start from the education from the school by educator, where these pilots, these musicians, these businessmen, these doctors, engineers, they are sitting in your classroom all together. And the challenge is that they all have different learning styles. They all have different dreams. So how to teach in such a way that all of them get to their own destination? So I think the biggest challenge is this, because we are creating professionals. So being a professional and having a job is not a challenge more than making them a professional.
Yeah, and each one have their own learning capabilities and different dreams. So that is
Yes,
definitely
yes,
challenging. But when once they achieve those dreams and they return back, that feeling, that is like a $1 billion feeling. You feel so good when you see them.
yes,
They have achieved, and somewhere I am the reason for that behind that.
yes. You are right. When you get a message from the students who you taught 10 years back and now they are doctors and engineers, and they message you on Teachers' Day. So it gives you like you have got everything in life. So that's the biggest achievement.
Right, ma'am. Absolutely, totally agree with you, ma'am. So, ma'am, knowing you and hearing from you, I see a person, someone who has evolved in all the aspects of pedagogy. So tell me one thing, how your personal learnings are helping you helping you as a school leader.
Okay, so personal learnings will include student learning also, no? In my student life as well as the teacher's life. So I would like to say when I was a student, and yes, we also had a leader like principal. So I could see that fear of that principal in the among students. Fine. When we come to know the principal is on round, we were having fear than that waiting for her to come. So that was something very different. So I learned that the leader should not be that one who creates the fear among students. Whether the children should be waiting for the principal to be on round. As a teacher, I would say I entered Cambridge and I had no idea because I was having CBSE background. So I had lots of challenges. I had to go through trainings myself. I had to read lots of books. I observed the leaders' behavior also there. I wanted their support, cooperation, and certain type of trainings from them also. So if I empathize as a student and a teacher, I learn those things that whenever I'll become leader, I'll not repeat these things, and I'll definitely try to change the system. And fortunately, yes, in this school, the environment is completely different. When I go to a round for one class, another class shouts, "Ma'am, you haven't come to my our class for the observation." So all those things which I found, which I learned with time, I try to inculcate in my own behavior to become a better leader. So I cooperate my teachers, lots of training sessions for them. I observe their lessons, and it's always constructive feedback I give. I just don't tell them that you were wrong. I tell them why you were wrong. How can it be corrected also? Because at my time, I was only told you are wrong here. So I think it makes no sense when someone is giving you your weaknesses. Now, how to go ahead, how to solve the problems is more important. So, yes, from my personal learnings, I've learned so many things which I decided not to do when I become a leader, and I am following it.
Wonderful. Ma'am, I really like the point where you said that I don't want students to be fearful of the principal. Rather,
Yes.
the principal is approachable and they should welcome you when you are in, and they should look forward. You didn't come to my class, so this is
Yes.
something really different. And yes, students should feel that yes, they can talk to principal whenever they want to.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, Seema, that some student come to me when we are in a mess dining or for lunchtime. A student come to me. I said, "Is there anything to say?" No, no, ma'am. Just good afternoon, ma'am. So it was a chance to come to your principal when you feel very easy with the leader. And I always love this behavior of the students with me, and I feel like yes, it's a big responsibility. I'm a parent to them. I'm a friend to them, and this environment should be in every school.
Yeah, so they're not fearful. They respect you and they want you to be
Yes,
want you that they should be around you whenever they get an opportunity.
yes. So
Wonderful.
approachability, you should be approachable. That's what I have found.
Today's this is I think this is the need of the hour today. Children have their own emotional levels and some stress in their life. They want someone to be they can just talk to those who just don't judge them every time or tell them this is wrong, this is right. So yes,
Yes,
approachable principal is approachable leader is something they even they look upon.
agree.
So going ahead, ma'am, as talking about your thoughts and a child's, as you said, is bonds with an approachable person quicker. So how does your vision incorporate approachability in your students, staff, colleagues, and peers? Even does your teacher practice the same approachable manner?
Yes, of course. See, when we talk about vision, Seema, so vision is something curated by the management, and we have to follow that. So it's completely a hierarchy coming from the top to bottom. Now, when I say vision, we can't reach our vision until and unless it becomes a shared vision.
Right.
Fine. So the most important thing which I found is communication, that the vision should be communicated properly to each and every stakeholder. Either you talk about teachers or the students. Suppose the vision is, to create, you can say a very great educational people or giving the exceptional academic delivery or social well-being or mental well-being or, emotional well-being. Now, suppose I pick the mental well-being. I know that in our school we have created a system of Astajal meditation. Every student is sitting for 15 minutes for pure meditation and no thoughts in the mind. Now, when the vision says mental, well-being, so now this vision has to be communicated to the teacher. Now, teacher should understand what is the role of this meditation. So I am a Reiki and pranic healer also. So I have lots of things to share with my teachers, and they come to know about the concept of this meditation, which is directly related to mental health of a child. Now, first, the teacher should be convinced that this vision is going right way. Management has taken a right action. Then this vision is carried to the students. They are told about the importance of this meditation. So what I mean to say is this vision is now shared vision, and this has been carried from the top to the bottom line. Now the understanding is clear, communication is clear. So of course vision will be in a right direction, and everyone will be working in the same direction. So all will be having same thinking hats over their heads.
Absolutely. I totally agree. For any organization to be successful, it is very, very essential that the vision must be imparted in each and every person
Yes.
associated in the same manner as it has been thought of. Now, many a times we fail where the vision, our vision is not inculcated in the team. So that is where we fail.
That's the biggest failure, because even in corporate or businesses, it's the same thing. If only chairman thinks or the managing director thinks, okay, I have this vision, but no one else knows about that vision, how will it work? So my main thing is the key factor here is the communication. The more you communicate, the more you discuss, then the vision can be carried successfully.
Right, ma'am. Totally agree with you. So going ahead, ma'am, when you're set to do everything that you get to achieve, then every day is a win-win situation. So and you have been like bestowed with so many awards, and here I have been given this list which says that you were felicitated at the Teachers' Day 2019 by the International Hospitality Council, London, in collaboration with IIHM Delhi for teaching par excellence. Felicitated by Acharya Vinoba Bhave, Shikshak Samman at World Teachers' Day 2020. Felicitated at Academic Leader Award Female at Second International Business and Academic Excellence Award 2020. And there are many more. So, this list is like going on. So here I would like to ask you, that do you feel encouraged to do better because you have been awarded or your work has been recognized? It's like a benchmark has been set. Now you have to cross that.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, first of all, I would like to deliver my or give my gratitude to the universe, because whatever I thought of or aimed at, I'm actually getting it. So it's all, I believe in this law of attraction, and I do a lot of practices there. So my gratitude to everyone who recognized it. The second thing is, Seema, do you remember any of the small gift you got in the school when you were young?
Of course,
Any of the gift?
all
So
the
and suppose I'll share my incident when I was in grade two, and we were told to write two lines on the house. It was a simple task, and the one who will complete it will get a reward. So I was the quickest one, and I quickly I wrote two lines and raised my hand. So my teacher gave me one pencil wrapped in a gift paper, and I know how much possessive I was for that pencil still with me, and I don't allow anyone to touch that. And next day, when she announced, okay, now we again will write two more lines. So I wrote four lines to, get into to be in, her notice. So of course, awards and recognitions motivates you, encourages you to work better than before, and you get your own benchmark, as you well said, that I have to cross that. So whenever I get any award and recognition, first I give gratitude to the universe, and then I set new things for me. Okay, now this is something national. I have to go for international. I have to do something which is not actually given by anyone else. So I feel very very inspired, motivated, and yes, greedy at some times that I have to do more to get more. Yes, it works.
lovely, ma'am. Very, very honest answer here. Yes, definitely. Each one of us likes, when someone recognizes our work, it's always, you feel good, and that pushes you to be better. So a
Yes.
very honest answer here. So going ahead, ma'am. Now on this note, we reach to a very interesting segment of the show. This is called rapid fire round. You have
Okay.
to answer in one word, maximum one sentence.
Okay, I'll try.
Here goes my first question to you. Name your favorite celebrity.
Okay. Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, all right. Sandwich or aloo ka paratha?
Aloo ka paratha.
All right. Who is the chef in the house?
Me.
All right. Long drive or a quiet corner of the house?
Okay, that's tricky. So I can make a sentence now.
Yeah,
So quiet corners in the morning and long drives in the evening.
wonderful. All right. The last question of the segment. What is your leisure time activity?
Leisure time is always painting and talking to my daughter and guiding her. And yes, long drives with the family. It always attracts me. Because being a professional, I don't get much time. So maybe that is very important for me to be with family, my friends, talking to them. But most of it is painting. I feel relaxed when I paint with colors.
Wonderful. So, ma'am is a painter. She loves to go on long drive, and she's the aloo ka paratha types of person. Wonderful. It was really fun knowing you in this segment.
Thank you.
So, going ahead, ma'am, what is the source of inspiration for you in the academic world?
Okay, so you have asked academic world, but I would quote one little different thing. I was really inspired by the role of Amir in what was the movie Tare Zameen Par. When I saw that movie, I really was in a long thought process that why can't each and every teacher be like this person? Why do we scold children who are not paying attention, who are putting their head down, who are not interacting in the class or not be a part of discussions? We usually call them weak students or let them be aside. But here, what I found is each and every child is an individual one and may have their own problems, which has to be addressed. So I really like the way that as an educator, Amir played that role and gave us all a lesson that we really have to be a teacher who is actually teaching, who is actually taking students in confidence and trying to not only juggling with books, but also be juggling with their emotions and to read their state of mind. And in educational life, yes, there are three main leaders who have influenced me or I've got inspired. My first leader was Dr. Vasudha Nilmani. When I entered Cambridge, she was principal there. I observed her. I observed her a lot, even her body language and the way she handled the things, and the way she used to scold also, but at the same time she used to make it clear also. You should not do that or you should do that. So I got to learn so many things from her, and to be honest. I always wanted to be with her in her office to learn more things, and that is one of the good way to learn with a leader. The second personality is Mr. Lawrence Frey. He was academic director to our school. I still remember he used to say, Dr. Rajni, you're going to reach heights when I was a teacher there. So he always gave that confidence into me where whenever I felt low or I felt down or maybe, no, I'm not going that way. I'm not getting it recognized in the education world. So he always used to boost me up by saying, no, Dr. Garg, you're meant for a leadership position and mind my words, you'll reach there. So yes, he has inspired me. And the third personality is again a principal, Nandita Sahu. I call her Ma Nandita Sahu because most of the time I was sitting with her and I have seen her as a coconut shell. She tried to be hard from outside, but I had seen her soft corner inside. So whatever she does, the way she handled with parents, the way she handled with the cases with the students, in the boarding school we have several issues with the students. So I've learned a lot from her. So I dedicate my learning to these three people.
Wonderful, ma'am. So yes, that Tare Zameen Par has been an inspiration for many of us. What
Yes.
even parents couldn't do, teachers could do. So even the parent thought that no child is of no use and he's just wasting time.
Yes.
But that teacher
And
could understand the dilemma that child was going through.
it's happening, Seema, because I'm in a boarding school. I can see that even parent is here and complaining that the child is, child may not be able to do that. So you just take care. But I've always realized each and every child is unique. There is a way to handle them, and they're always sweet. It's just to read them and treat with them the same way you are treating everyone.
And talking about one of your inspiration, Dr. Vasudha Nilmani, yes, I did have an opportunity to interact with her on this platform, Big Principles,
Oh,
wherein
great.
she shared wonderful thoughts and an amazing curriculum designed by her on humanity based, where children need to be more sensitive. That was
Yes.
that was really oh, wow, someone who has devoted so many years to develop such a curriculum. Yes,
Yes.
gem of a person, ma'am. Truly, I had
Yes. Yes. I agree.
5 minutes, but she had left her mark on me. Definitely.
Always we focus on the curriculum, like the board syllabus, how to complete the syllabus, rushing for that and making papers and giving the marks to the parents. And we're only focusing on the, chapters, the content. I wonder why don't we take this, stress management, how to make decisions, why can't we include that in our curriculum? That is my point. And if everyone understand that, I think the coming generation will be an easy one and they will not be feeling that sort of stress which we are going through.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's not only about academics. School teaches us so many things. It shapes us as a person. So yes, it really does matter. So this brings to me to the last question of the show, ma'am. These many of our viewers keep sending us questions, and the one which I have picked for you is to have the best of experiential learning, incorporating creative and effective teaching activities. What should an educator do correctly to ensure that these are integrated into daily schooling?
Okay, a good question, and it's a challenging question also because most of the time we talk about experiential learning, but we need to understand what it actually is. Now, it itself says when a child is given a chance to experience the thing rather than being taught directly. So, experiential learning means the child is doing some experience himself, hand-on experience, then reflecting and matching it with the own present, knowledge bank, and then coming to the conclusion. So that works more, rather than teaching them that, what is autocratic leadership. We should give them a chance, to get it themselves. What they already are full of knowledge in their mind, so they should experience it. Now, to ensure that this is happening in daily schooling, I believe there are three things. The first thing is planning. a teacher should go through lesson planning involving the activities, what all activities on daily basis, and that planning should be actually taken care of seriously. It's not should be on the books only. Every leader should go through the plans, and then the reflection of a teacher works, that okay, is there any other way I could have delivered this topic more appropriately, or some other activity might have given more smiling faces in my class. So reflection is very important. Third thing is observation from the leader side, that I said, constructive feedback, observing classes, and then letting them know, okay, this activity, for example, I still remember, I'm a business teacher basically, so my profile is completely business studies. There is a boring topic. I won't say boring, but a topic which really bothers most of the students, which is Taylor's theory, where the Taylor, tried to talk about time study and method study. So it was some sort of boring topic. So how, which activity, helped me was, I asked all the students to make paper planes, and I told them whosoever, finish it, the first one should raise the hand. I picked the first one to complete that paper plane. Then I asked them all to fly the paper plane. They enjoyed that activity. That was a very, very interesting activity. 10th grade imagined flying planes in the classroom in presence of the teacher. So they gave the flight to their planes, and I had chosen the best one, the plane which has gone the farthest one. So there I announced, okay, this is the student who has taken the less time, and this is the student whose quality of plane was the best. This is what Taylor has said, that observe your employees who is finishing the time work on time, and the employee who is working with the quality, and combine them, and let them only train other employees. So that way they learned a very simple activity, and they all enjoyed. And still, when I say, who all of you know Taylor theory, ma'am, that plain one. So your activities actually put great influence on them, and you have the impact on their life far beyond the classroom. So I agree, being an educator is full of challenge, full of happiness, full of satisfaction if you are doing it the right way.
Yeah, and I think for that you really need to be passionate about teaching. Then only you can think out of the box, develop such
Yes,
creativity, and bring out the concept to life. Like a magician,
yes,
teachers are like kind of storytellers.
yes,
Weave stories around a concept and guide the children.
yes.
So I'm talking to you, I understood one thing here. That if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, then we are robbing them of tomorrow.
Of
Definitely.
course, of course. So with the time, we have to change our system. We have to change the methodology or pedagogy. Then only it will be justified. And we all should, actually pledge that we won't waste time of students. It's very important, and we really have impact on their lives. Slowly, we may impact thousands of lives in our whole career. And yes, we are very responsible and accountable for their life.
Absolutely. Yes. Totally agree, ma'am. So it was really, really wonderful to have you, ma'am. It was really pleasure talking to you. And I really, when I meet here so many leaders, I learn so much from the leaders who think beyond the defined lines. And my viewers also gain a lot of insights from all my leaders, those who are coming on the platform. And as we today, by coincidence, we are having the person whose mentor we have already interviewed, so we can see there how the mentor's impressions, reflections are there on this teacher.
Yes, it's a big example now.
So it was really wonderful to have you here, ma'am. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Seema, for providing this platform to me.